We have to unify. We have to come together and send one very clear, strong, unmistakable message that acts or threats of political violence of any kind have no place in the United States of America.
Any guy that can do a body slam, he's my kind of...
We're not allowed to punch back anymore.
So if you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Our building in New York has been evacuated because the NYPD is now investigating a suspicious package, something that was sent.
Hello, I'm Barry Gordon.
And I'm Andre Coleman.
Let's come together. This is NewsRap, live at 5. Dre.
Well, a whole lot. Man, did you see that van?
Oh, are we going to show the van? Should we show the van
Let's
first?
show the van.
Let's show the van.
Let's start with the van and go from there.
All right. We're going to start with the van. Let's take a look at this van. This is for all you folks that thought that it was a liberal behind all these letter bombs.
So let's see what we see here. Dishonest media.
Let's look at the van.
CNN sucks.
Yeah.
I didn't see this before. There's a target over Van Jones right near his heart there, it looks like. On the bottom left.
Yeah.
Michael Moore has
a target on Michael Moore.
Hillary Clinton.
Who's the woman in the... Who's that? Cecile Richards?
Yeah, it might be. And then I see one on Hillary Clinton and liberal meltdown. I don't know who that is.
Oh, maybe that's Hillary Clinton. Doesn't look like Hillary.
It doesn't.
Clinton.
The hair's too short. That's not Hillary Clinton.
Oh, Hillary Clinton is with the pearls.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. She looks like she's screaming over there. And then they've got Trump on a train, on a tank. Looks like he's coming into town to declare martial law or something like that.
I know.
Man.
Okay.
So I guess
So we think they got him, right? We think they've got this guy.
Well, if that's not him, this guy should be in jail anyway. Apparently, if that's not him, then who's this?
For violating the vision rules
exactly.
of the DMV.
Who's this dude?
I know.
Well, he has a criminal history of threatening to bomb people before, apparently, and to threatening judges. So
they found him so fast.
Well, you know what?
This guy has to be the stupidest bomber in history.
Yeah.
I mean, did he mean? I guess the main question is, did he mean for any of those bombs to go off? Was it just kind of an exercise in futility? Was he trying to scare people?
Right. Or can I get this stuff through the mail? You know, because none of it went off.
No, thank heavens. But no, none of it went off.
And like you said, so stupid. I mean, to tape the seals on. Mm-hmm. Which, that's begging for fingerprints.
Sure.
To use 6 stamps every time. To go to the same postal carrier every time. Dude, just put your hands behind your back, lay on the ground outside your house, and call the police. Because there was no way they weren't going to catch him.
That's right.
No way. And every time you do something, you increase the chances that you'll get caught at it. So, moronic all the way around.
And now we're hearing, of course, all of the calls, you know, the Rodney King calls for why can't we all get along? Why can't we all get together? Which basically means, I'm sorry, in Republican speak, that means, you know, bend over.
Yeah, don't blame us.
That's basically what that means. Because they have shown no interest whatsoever in working with the Democrats on anything.
Well,
on absolutely anything. And you know, this goes back to the early 90s.
Okay.
It goes back to Bill Clinton. It goes back to, you know, look, in the early 90s, in 1994, when they were working on the first go-around at health care reform, right?
Hillary Care.
And I'm getting some of this, by the way, from a very interesting new book It's by Steve Kornacki. It's called The Red and the Blue. Steve Kornacki is the guy, if you watch MSNBC, he's the guy in the rolled-up shirt sleeves in front of what they call the big board,
Right.
always doing the election analysis.
Let's go to the big board.
Let's go to the big board. So he's written this book, and frankly, it's very harsh on Democrats. And it says that Democrats laid a lot of the ground for the Republican Revolution by doing shenanigans. Like there was this guy, this congressperson named Frank McCloskey, and they refused to seat him, even though he had clearly won legitimately. He went through 3 recounts. They refused to seat him. So yes, Democrats are capable of playing games.
Oh, yeah.
But nothing like what we ultimately saw when Gingrich got power. And the fact is that
That's when government shutdown started.
and if you look at the process of health care, it was the usual process we expect. It was a lot of hearings.
Right.
It was Democrats and Republicans. And at first, the Republicans said, well, we're going to compromise. We're going to find a way
To make this
come
happen.
up with something that works. John Chafee had his plan, and there were Republicans in Congress that were trying to work. And all of a sudden, the message went out, don't work with them.
And they killed it.
And that's the beginning. That was the beginning of this total gridlock. Now, what happened when Obama took office and we had all Republicans, all Democrats in the majority? Guess what? They worked with the Republicans.
Yeah, they didn't stand behind them.
And they worked with the Republicans
did not stand behind them.
completely.
Right. They did not stand behind them.
And so that is what Democrats do.
And I'm going to tell you this. So you're talking about what happened before. What we're seeing now,
Yeah.
the next time we have a Democratic president, a Democrat wins the White House, the Republicans are going to push everything you're seeing now on every lie. They're going to look at any personal issue in its history and try to make it huge. And even if it's not as huge as sleeping with porn stars, they're going to try and recreate those moments.
Unless there's a price to be paid.
Well, but there's
And
never
that-
been.
Well, we're going to have to decide that in 11 days. You know,
November 6th.
yes,
Right around the corner.
And so November 6th is around. I think it's 11 days, or roughly.
Roughly, it's
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. I mean,
And so
we are in the run-up.
we are, and so the fact is, we have to figure out how this country is going to function.
Well, now we
from
figure
here on
out-
out. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't be partisan. I reject that entirely.
Okay.
I have never believed in bipartisanship in the sense that somehow there's always this middle ground solution to every problem. Some problems need you need to shake things up.
Sometimes something is right and something is wrong.
Yeah,
That's all there is
I
to
mean,
it.
we spent 100 years, or not quite 100, but 70 or 60, 70 years, trying to find a middle ground to slavery. Guess what?
It was just wrong.
We couldn't.
Right.
And it was wrong to even try. And so that, you know, we might have thought that we were avoiding civil war. All we were doing was pushing it down the
Running
road.
right at it.
And pushing it down
But
the road.
we were headed right for it.
Until it happened.
So now we're going to be talking
So
about
some things you can't do half. You know, I would say half. You know
Right.
what?
Half-assed.
Yes. Okay. Half-assed. Some
that's all there is
things
to
you
it.
can't do half-assed.
So we're going to be talking about those issues in a 1-hour special.
We are. We're going to
On
be
November
talking
2nd.
about. That's right. We're going to be talking about. Well, specifically, we're going to be talking about the election as it affects the country, as it affects the state of
And the city.
California and the city of Pasadena, because we've got two important measures on local measures, Measure I and Measure J.
And we will come back to that then. I want to get back to this bombing.
But don't miss it next Friday, and it's a full 1-hour election special. Just wanted to throw that in.
So the president wants us all to come together now. He wants a kumbaya moment.
Oh, sure he does. And then still criticizes fake news for causing it all, right?
Yeah, because it's all the media's fault.
That's right.
You saw it on the van. CNN sucks. It's
Right.
all their fault. All right, so that looks like Sayoc's
Oh, that's interesting. So our
rap sheet.
our incredibly speedy staff here. We have just one of the great crews.
Amazing crew.
And they have come up with Cesar Sayoc's,
Criminal record.
his rap sheet.
Possession of to sell,
And it's long.
violation, failure to wear a seatbelt. Can't get away with that.
Well, red light, traffic.
Traffic.
Okay, another traffic.
Traffic.
License suspended without knowledge. I don't know what that means, but okay. Usually you get all kinds of felony battery.
Can we go back to the top of that?
Adjudication. Wow. This guy's been busy.
Possession of a stolen motor vehicle.
Yeah.
What else? I see something with the $20,000.
A lot of traffic.
Grand theft.
Petty larceny.
I know there is one in there where he did threaten to bomb someone.
Yeah, right there. The one just before that, it was a felony bomb threat.
Bomb threat. What's the date? Did you see the date on that one? Wait, the cursor's going to it.
Yeah, 2002.
2002, August 21st, 2002.
Yeah.
Dade County, Florida, felony bomb threat. Threat to throw
Throw what? A bomb?
a bomb.
Okay.
Adjudication, probation,
Yeah.
1 year. You know, they
Unbelievable. So back to, I saw things back to 92.
Back to 90. You know how they found this guy? Predictive policing. You know what that is?
No, tell me.
So it's kind of some critics kind of compare it to Minority Report. So they have this software now. So let's say
Oh, right.
they're,
Okay.
they're looking for this guy who's mailing these bombs.
Okay.
So, and they know he's in Florida, and they know the date it's happened. You put all the information in there, and it will give you the pattern. Then it will give you anybody connected to New York and Florida who has committed that crime, and it will start to key in and tell you the most likely suspect.
Well, it is like Minority Report, except for the cool screen.
Yeah, exactly.
This is all probably happening on a MacBook, but
and the people
right.
underwater and all that stuff doing
Yeah.
it. But other than that, and I mean, that's how they keyed in on him so quickly. But there's still a lot to be answered. Now, before we came on the air,
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
hey,
Hi.
Facebook comment, I wanted to chime in with you guys.
All right.
Until millions of people come together to create a movement on the basis of economics for the 99%, there will be no real change in this country. This is the latest form of slavery.
Okay, but here's the problem. We're not going to come together on that.
ever.
So here's your solution. Vote for Democrats, and
it is.
we'll do everything we can for the 99%, because there is no way that the current Republican Party is going to come together on that. There's no middle ground solution.
And
We need drastic change in this country. And by the way, again, and I've said this over and over, and I'm becoming a broken record, and I know it, folks, and I apologize. But the fact is, all that's changed are labels.
of course,
And you need to understand how labels have changed. One of the worst things that Bernie Sanders did was not run for president, not propose what the things that he proposed. It was labeling himself a democratic socialist.
Of course.
If he hadn't done that, he probably would have had a major shot at the nomination. But by labeling himself like that, first of all, it was the wrong label.
Yeah.
What socialism is basically ownership.
right.
It's public ownership of private
And
companies.
that had become a
Nobody's
bad
talking,
word.
No, and nobody's been talking about that one since
Right.
the beginning of the 20th century. So the fact is that what we're talking about is good old FDR, Harry Truman, John Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, Democratic Party policy, which has always been there to try to alleviate inequality. So yes, we have to do something about the 99%. You want to do something about it?
Vote.
Give the Democrats the majority.
Not only give them the majority.
And give them a president in 2 years and keep them in for a while.
And let them know that if they don't support that president, there will be consequences to them.
Absolutely.
We're going to hit these news briefs, and there's something in there I want to touch on, and then we're going to come back.
Before we do that, I want to tell you guys, because I'm kind of old school. I mean,
Barry's old school.
I don't have a major Facebook presence, a little bit, but I'm not there all that much. But I use telephones a lot. So you can call 626-794-8585 and make me happy. So then I get to hear a voice on the other end. And I love hearing a voice on the other end.
That's that old school guy.
But in the meantime, we'll, of course, take your Facebook comments, and
let's
we
check out
always
these briefs.
enjoy them. Let's go to the news brief.
Pasadena Star News issued an apology on its Facebook page following the Wednesday printing of a photo of the 2019 Rose Court, which cropped out Ashley Hackett of Pasadena. Ashley is African American, and the odd cropping stirred up the community, who say that the omission was insensitive at best, but many suspect it may have been intentional. The photo was reprinted on the cover of the Thursday paper with the apology included on page 4. CNN evacuated their New York offices on Wednesday when a package containing what appeared to be a pipe bomb was delivered to the building. Several prominent political figures also received similar packages. A battle has emerged in East Pasadena over the possible conversion of a motel into housing for the homeless. Residents turned out in force to a meeting hosted by council members McAustin and Wilson last week, which was ended when the audience became disruptive. Residents showed up at Monday's council meeting asking that the ordinance allowing the conversion be repealed. Many residents felt that having the homeless living in their neighborhoods would cause an increase in crime and endanger children at nearby school. The council conceded that they could have done a better job of informing the community and implementing the ordinance, but added that motel conversions are just one of a handful of ways to address the homeless problem.
Did you know about the photo with the princess?
I didn't until I just saw it. No, I did not.
You know, I've worked in this business a long time.
Yeah.
And I've misspelled names before. I mean, every reporter makes mistakes before.
Yeah.
But I've cropped a lot of photos. And it is so hard to make the mistake that they made. I mean, that is something that should never, ever happen. I have no idea. I have a theory as to why they cropped the photo.
What's your theory?
Put the photo back up. What do you see? What's the biggest thing in that photo?
The logo.
I think they were trying to get the logo in the photo, probably. And to get it bigger, you got to zoom in. If you look at the one on the right,
Yeah.
they zoomed in, and they were probably staring at the logo, and she got taken out. And also on the right, if you notice, there's a black bar next to her on her left, the African-American princess. And they could have been even trying to get that out. But this was just something, this is a mistake you don't want to make.
Yeah,
And
that's for sure.
I can guarantee you there were hundreds of phone calls. Somebody's butt got bent and twisted by an editor or a publisher or whoever the boss is.
So I'm assuming you are not attributing a racial animus motivation to this.
Not at this point. However, that's not the issue. The issue is that there are a lot of African Americans in the community who believes that the paper has done things that were racially insensitive in the past, so they have attributed this to racism.
Right.
So that's the point.
Right.
The point is not if it was or not. The point is that the reputation is there where people already believe it, so people believe it this time. So somebody needs to go out in the community and talk to people and smooth this over.
Yeah, definitely.
And-
Because
and
I don't
hopefully
believe it was racial animus.
will
I
happen.
believe it was what you just said.
I believe it
think
shouldn't have happened.
An incredibly stupid mistake.
Well, I believe it shouldn't have happened.
Well, I
and
agree with that.
I believe it was a dumb, stupid mistake. And my next question is, this is a front page. You know how many people are supposed to see a front page before it goes to press?
That's true.
So how did this not get caught?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know if I worked there. My two questions would be, why in the hell was this cropped in the first place? Because you could resize the photo. And my second question would be, why in the hell didn't anybody catch it? Come on. I mean, I know, and I said I've made my share of mistakes. I have.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times pages go out late at night, and paper goes out late at night, and people are trying to want to go home. But you're still doing your job at that point. And it's a mistake that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
So that's where it is.
Well, I think we all agree with that.
But you know, maybe the full photo, and hopefully she's not a target, appeared on that guy's van somewhere or something like that. And then everybody saw all of the princesses, and they didn't have to wait a day.
I really doubt that photo is.
Well,
on
he
the
did a better
guy's
job
van.
cropping photos than the Star News did. I mean, look at the thing.
Well, all he had to do was put targets on people.
Well, he got him on there, and I'm not making light of the situation
You know,
and
we
the
can't,
bombs either.
No,
I'm
we
not.
can't. And you know, to go back to that, I mean, the fact is that you cannot. And I don't think I've said this on the air. I think I said it before we came on the air. If I've said it on the air, then tell me. But you cannot equate anything that any other politician has said, and I'm including Republicans, by the way. I'll include Republicans, Democrats, all of the candidates that ran against Trump. You cannot equate that level of, yes, anger sometimes, yes, vitriol, yes, self-righteousness, whatever you want to call it. Venom. You cannot equate it with the language that our current President of the United States uses.
Looks like we have a comment up there.
It is. It's a different subject entirely, but let's see if we want to switch subjects here.
Let's dive in.
Why do establishment Democrats vote unanimously to support Republicans on expanding the military budget?
By billions.
By billions. They also, well, it's kind of the same subject. They also didn't challenge the Republican judge appointments. They rigged the primaries against Bernie because they got caught. Wasserman Schultz had to resign, so we should just vote for Democrats. Yes, you should just vote for Democrats. I'm going to back that up. I'm going to definitely say that.
They just oppose a Republican judge.
Vote for the right Democrats.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to vote for the Democrats that are going to be courageous. You've got to vote for I mean, and that's the problem that we've always had in the Democratic Party is fear. And we talked about this last week. We don't have political courage. When we do have political courage, we're called abrasive and we're called crazy and we're called a mob and we're called all of these things. But we don't have the level of political courage. Whereas Gingrich, to use an example, said you cannot win with compromise. Of course. Because compromise is not contrast.
When you have a guy...
You have to be able to show the difference between you and the other side.
And when you have a guy who says, I'm only going to pick judges that will repeal Roe v. Wade, like him or not, that's an amount of political courage.
That's right.
He took a stand.
That's right.
And that stand has paid off.
Yes.
Now, I don't like him. I won't like him tomorrow. I'm not going to do a kumbaya moment with Donald Trump. When people say we have to come together, it is a strategic moment because they know the only answer to that is, okay, we need to come together.
Well, no, that's not my answer.
But that's not my answer.
Well, my answer...
I don't have to come together with a hate monger.
My answer is you first. That's my answer.
My answer is you leave.
You've created this, right. You have created this atmosphere, and if you haven't created it, you've definitely made it worse. You've fueled it.
You leave, and
so,
then I'll come together.
That's right. That's right. Lead.
Yeah. No, not lead. Leave.
Oh, leave.
Hit the bricks. And then we can talk about me coming together with somebody. Get out. Leave. You're the problem. That's getting rid of the problem. Leave. Then we can talk about coming together.
I was going to lead.
Well,
that's the word that I was going to use.
How in the hell is he supposed to do that?
Have
Have you ever seen him leave?
No, he can't. He's biologically incapable of doing that. I know.
Then again, we've never seen him leave either, but he may be incapable of doing that until he gets kicked out. But
yeah, he may be. But the fact is that my answer again is you first. You want to lower the temperature, then tell Sarah, tell all of your people, tell Stephen Miller.
There's another comment.
Tell all of these hate mongers to knock it off. Could I name a Democrat with political courage?
That's from Emmanuel.
Elizabeth Warren, Emmanuel. Elizabeth Warren
Cory
has
Booker?
tremendous political courage so far. Cory Booker has. Kamala Harris, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see.
Yeah.
She makes noise.
But it might be
but
there.
I want to see if she has political
But
courage.
it might be there. I mean, it's something we need to look forward to. I mean, so there is some hope. But it looks like we're coming back for Facebook. Or do we have some time?
I don't know. We've got a little bit of time, but I guess we want to
okay.
wrap it up. I guess no, we're not going to
okay.
wrap it up.
All right.
That was a mistake.
I thought I heard that. Those
We
famous
did.
drums.
We heard drums.
I was about to start playing the drums on the
you know,
table.
it's like Pavlov's dogs, right?
So
as soon
Bernie
as we hear
Sanders.
drums, we're gone.
Bernie Sanders, political courage?
Absolutely.
Okay. Who else?
Absolutely.
Hillary Clinton, political courage?
No, none.
Who else? No.
And Bill Clinton didn't have much political courage either. I think Obama at times showed great political courage.
Well, see, but Barack Obama's a different animal.
Yeah, he is.
And his situation was different.
But Obama also made the mistake, I believe, of thinking that all he had to do was to reach out and the other side
course.
would say,
But-
we're here, and they never did that.
But see, you have to understand this on Barack Obama. Historically, you have to look back to Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
What do we have to do when we break the color barrier? Now, I don't agree with this.
Yeah.
But
No, but it's true.
history says that, okay, you cannot throw arrows back.
Right.
And Obama took that stance, assuming that courage is not throwing arrows back.
Right.
And it's keeping the door open for the next African American.
That's right.
I'm more Muhammad Ali than that. Sometimes you got to go in and you just got to start whooping somebody's ass to prove your point.
Or Eric Holder.
Or Eric Holder, if that's what it takes.
Yeah.
But you don't have to let anybody throw arrows at you and not throw them back.
Right.
Simple as that.
And I think Adam Schiff has political courage, by the way.
Easily.
Yeah, he's got political courage. And you can vote for him.
Now, when we get to...
By the way, you can vote for him right here.
That's right.
Right in this
Now,
city.
When we get to Facebook, and we are going to run there
Yeah.
very, very soon,
Yes,
right after you
we
plug
are.
the 1 hour special,
Yes.
I'm going to ask you one question about this bomb situation.
Okay.
And I want you to give me a serious answer. It's a funny question, a little bit kind of weird, but then I want a strong answer. So,
A strong answer
Strong
to a
answer
funny
from you.
question.
plug the special.
I'll do my best. All right, next week, 1 hour election special. You're not going to want to miss it. In the meantime, I'm Barry Gordon.
And I'm Andre Coleman.
And this has been NewsRap Live at 5. And stay with us. We're moving to Facebook.